long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So, I never thought I'd be sitting here today making a video about a movie that was killed by Disney because it was a bad business decision and it was a stupid idea. But because the 5 fans that want it pulled together whatever money they have, or maybe someone egging them on, decided to pay for a petition campaign, which the last time I saw the numbers, they had 3,500. Wow. People signing it, maybe there's more. These obviously, printed copies from Staples of a stupid poster that looks so unprofessional I can't even, and billboard campaigns all over New York City, all over Los Angeles. You would have thought Reyblow died the moment this ugly thing's countenance disappeared. But no. And everybody knows what my speculation is. The person behind this campaign, because I don't think Adam Driver gives a shit. I think he's long passed over it. It's been 2020. He was told no in 2021. So it's been 4 years. So you get over it. What I think is going on here is there's a desperate attempt by somebody, Kathleen Kennedy, to save the sequel trilogy because she knows Disney's not going to follow up on that anymore. And these are people who are completely out of the loop as far as, the reality of the situation is concerned. Disney is having a hard time right now, whether they want to or not. Bob Iger himself said they pay too much for streaming and put too much into it. Yeah, you think. Kennedy herself squandered Disney's money on garbage movies, garbage TV shows like The Acolyte, and she didn't just spend money and squander money. She spent money they didn't have, like The Acolyte, to the tune of, I've heard, $600 million, and the same thing, or maybe that was Andor, but still, way too much money. The remakes for the Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny tragedy, Soylo, a Soy War story. And I mean, this was obviously in Times Square. I'm so grossed out I can't. These girls don't remember the vicious way they treated his wife, his son, threatened both of them with bodily harm. The way they treated Daisy Ridley's husband, and I assume she's still with him, because there was a group of them, they called themselves the Davers, Daisy and Driver, and they wanted Daisy and Adam to actually be together in reality. So imagine being Kathleen Kennedy and thinking you could weaponize the insane asylum, which is what she basically did. This is that, again, that Staples mimeographed or copied thing that they did. But the reason why I'm saying that there's someone with a lot of money behind it is that the billboards in Times Square are not cheap. That's a place where Fox News buys space. That's where big movie studios buy space. And I guarantee you, the septum pierced teenage girls and the 300-pound cat ladies do not have that kind of money, right? So I'm thinking Kennedy herself did it to save the sequel trilogy. Because if Ben Solo isn't dead, then they can't really get rid of the sequel trilogy. I mean, I'm trying to think what she would say. But, people don't remember. And I'm talking to the Black Pills right now. You don't remember how badly we were treated by Driver's fans. You also don't remember how badly he was treated by his own fans. Right? I'm absolutely shocked that big channels like Den of Nerds, etc., are apologizing to Kennedy when Den of Nerds hated the sequel trilogy. All I can say is this. This looks like a thing to get pissed off about and to get mad at Disney for, because they have a bizarre belief that they can actually bankrupt Disney, which they can't and they won't. And it's just another thing to get pissed off about. But the idea that Kennedy was innocent of all this, and there was, oh God, where was that article about everything about what Disney said no to? It was, if I can remember it later in the video, I will, because it was like, because it's all stupid. That's why. Anyway, let's talk further.
I take it back. You're not unprofessional. You're a freaking loon.
5 seconds.
What an odd combination of odors. Smells like a fish died and all the other fish sent flowers.
Yeah, when are you going to stop blighting the environment with this atrocity? My God, can't you see that it wants to die? Let it go.
Pardon me. I have to go poke out my mind's eye.
Roger, at Cornell University, they have an incredible piece of scientific equipment known as the tunneling electron microscope. Now, this microscope is so powerful that by firing electrons, you can actually see images of the atom, the infinitesimally minute building block of our universe. Roger, if I were using that microscope right now, I still wouldn't be able to locate my interest in your problem.
So, before we go any further, they also bought a banner to fly behind an airplane, or somebody did. And here it is flying over Galaxy's Edge at, I'm going to say, Disneyland. It could have been Disney World, I'm not sure of where. But the banner, and I've got a close-up of it, it says, "Save the hunt for Ben Solo." A stupid fucking idea. And actually, this is my opinion. I think Adam Driver wanted to save the character and, prove that the character wasn't as bad as he was. I mean, this is the same guy who took 4 months to decide if he really wanted the role because he knew what it would look like if he was the one to kill Han Solo. Guess what? His first instincts were right. Right? No, there's no forgiveness. So, who's behind this? Well, it's somebody with a lot of money. And I'm sorry, but the average weirdo, Reyblow, Daver, doesn't have the cash to buy anything more than a Starbucks caramel macchiato. That's it. So, and I said before who I think is behind it. And what is going on now is that she is using people who hate her to make her point. It's basically another way of smearing Bob Iger. Don't care how you feel about Bob Iger. If you can't respect the man for surviving the Walt Disney Corporation for 40 years, You have no idea what you're talking about, right? Iger made the right business decision. Iger had stopped trusting Kennedy probably when Solo came out. And he was, from what I've heard, there's a story out there, he was absolutely shocked by the way people were reacting to The Last Jedi. We were pissed off, right? I mean, Mark Hamill was right. We were going to be mad. So he stopped trusting her then. Last Jedi was filmed on the first draft. It probably needed about 50 rewrites before it was even a tolerable, fan film. Okay? But they didn't get that. The person who liked it the first, Carrie Hart, got fired. She got launched because the movie did so bad. She was, of course, the convenient black girl, the token that they could fire and to take the responsibility that Kennedy should have been taking, right? Poor decision making on her part. We have a management at Disney who doesn't want to be called racist, bigoted, or sexist. Kennedy's clever enough to hold on to her spot because she can use that against Iger. Now, I don't think it's going to work anymore, considering, like I've said before, you don't see the average Hollywood celebrity getting on board for this garbage. No, I mean, as far as I could tell, no one has. Right? It's just been quiet because it's bullshit. And the fact that, Driver knows it's dead, and that's why he said something. He felt comfortable to say it because he also knows Kennedy's leaving. Right? So now we got a bunch of Reylows, and I thought that was dead, rising up out of the Tumblr factory that they'd abandoned. Now they're back there being pigs, harassing us with the hunt for Ben Solo, which is absolutely asinine. It's literally the worst idea anybody could have ever had. The guy's dead. Let it go, right? So I wanted to keep you guys updated on the insanity that we have going on as far as this campaign. I wouldn't worry too much about it going anywhere. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.